bouncing so much, got them bouncing down in China.
Oh.
Hey, we bouncing so. You bouncing so much, got
What's up, man? Hey.
Hey, we bouncing so much, got them bouncing down in
China.
Let's go. I say we're bouncing so much, we got them bouncing down in China. We bouncing so much, we got them
bouncing down in China.
We bouncing so much, we
got them bouncing down in China. Oh, we love me long time.
She spoke another language, I couldn't understand her.
Yo, Mo, what it do? What it do, Mo? I heard that you met OG Guru the other day. That's good. This is good to hear, man. Good to hear. Good to hear, man. Good to hear, man. Good to hear, man. Hey, man, if y'all not doing anything Sunday, make sure you tune in. Then my co-host is here. Yeah, if you're not doing, Coach Mook is here. If you're not doing anything Sunday, make sure that you come in to our media day on Sunday, virtual media day. This Sunday, we will be live on YouTube. Yeah, we finna be live, baby. Oh yeah, I got it. Of course, I got that TCB, man. I got something else. Got my main man, Coach Mark, up in here, my co-host. What it do, Coach Mark? What it do, player?
What's up, my guy?
What it do, OG Ron? What's poppin', man?
Okay, hold on. There we go. Now we active.
They don't know about that. My main man, Coach Al, he's in this thing. What's up with you, man? How's everybody doing today, man? How you doing? How you doing today, Coach Mark? How you doing?
Man, I'm great, man. School back in session. Kids back in. We live at the 300.
Live at the 300. Oh, I can dig it. Hey, man, listen. The kids are good back at where, they back at school at MC. For those that don't know, that's where I work at. So, yeah, man, it's live. It's been live the last couple of days. It's been live for me, too. It's been busy as a mug, too.
MC got a basketball team?
Yes.
Who they play?
All the JUCOs.
So they play like PG and Howard?
Yeah.
Who be winning?
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I would have to look it up. I don't even know. I don't be paying attention to it. I ain't gonna hold you. Now, when Montgomery County was 3 separate schools, Germantown used to whoop up on y'all. I do know that. Because Germantown had the best basketball team back in the day. Hey, Coach Avery Jacobs, man. Hey, Coach Avery, when I see you this year, I'm gonna kick you in your shin, man. We've been doing this for 4 years, and we've been trying to get you on the show, and we still ain't had you on the show yet, man. I done met 87 coaches that had 87 million people on here since, and you ain't been on here yet, man. So when I see you, Coach Avery from QO, I met him. He was at Einstein, and then he went back to QO because he graduated from QO. I believe he
Big dog.
graduated from QO. He went back to QO. He's been at QO since. I'm gonna kick you in your shin. We both big guys, so I know if I kick you in your shin, you're gonna feel it. And if you don't feel it that day, you're gonna feel it the next day. But
Nah,
Coach Mark,
that's crazy.
how's practice been going, man?
Man, it's going. We're all excited. You know, both teams putting in that work. Varsity at a fast pace. You know, JV will slowly but surely building it up brick by brick.
Brick by brick, that's dope to hear, man. How's Coach Powell? Has he cursed anybody out yet?
Besides me, I don't know.
He ain't cursed Mook out yet?
Nah. You know, he cussed them out privately. You know, he
Oh,
don't like to
okay.
do all that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm about to say my man Mook I know my man Mook be working his nerves, bro. My man Mook Mookie McVeigh, baby. I can't wait till see. So I have not decided my week 3. I'm going to decide soon though.
You talk about your MoCo side or you coming over here to us.
That's what I mean. What I want y'all to wear.
Oh yeah, the drip. Come on, man. I need that.
Yeah.
The kids are
I'm close
asking.
to I'm close to all gold with blue accessories.
Woohoo!
Um,
Oh, gold.
yeah, I'm close to that, but I don't know yet. Yeah, he said MC beat Howard and lost to PG by like 4 this year, I think. Yeah, they play
Okay,
everywhere,
so
bro.
hey, look, we got one up on MoCo. You know what I'm
Yeah, of course.
saying?
Of course. Look at OG Ron talking about G-Berg blue and gold. Oh, he said it's the G-Berg blue and gold.
I think we've been around longer than G-Berg, I think.
G-Berg got more rings than y'all.
We're the oldest school in PG County, baby. We the original.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. We're the first high school in PG County.
That's what's up. I did not see.
There you
This is why
go.
y'all got to tune into the show because we learn stuff. Coach Mark teaches me stuff. You know what I'm saying? I be shooting game to him. We got a special guest tonight. We
Mm-hmm.
waiting for him to jump in here.
Special guest. Special.
Special guest. Sherwood head coach Pat Cilento. He will be joining us. We formed a relationship with him last year. Because 2 years ago, when we first started MoCo Center, one of the biggest schools that supported us was Sherwood. I'm not even gonna hold you. Sherwood
And
support.
that's a MoCo blue blood right there.
Yeah, and they supported us heavy. Khalil Wilson, Jaden Nix, who used to be he was Mr. MoCo Center. There's a new title for Mr. MoCo Center right now. If you don't know, then you've been living under a rock.
So a whole lot.
But we started the term "Meet Me at States" with what you call it with Sherwood. Sherwood was the school that we started the term "Meet Me at States," and we've been cool with them since. Matt Larson, Frankie Sanders, AJ Lopez was there last year. Jalen Mahoney was there last year. Um, my man Big Jefferson was there last year. Preston, who has transferred to Magruder, was there last year. We had a couple of good people that we got to meet at Sherwood. So we built a relationship with them. Coach Pat has been on this show before. And I asked him to be on the show on Sunday. And he hit me back and was like he couldn't do it that Sunday because he had something planned that Sunday.
He had to do it for the family.
Yeah, it was something for the family. Seeing as though it's the first week going into the season. So, a lot of coaches are trying to do that family time on the 30th to make sure, they don't neglect their family during the season. Because could you talk about that, Coach Mark? Let me ask you that as a coach.
Okay.
Once the season starts, y'all spend a lot of time away from your families, correct?
I mean, all right. So I'm not married or nothing like that, right?
Me neither.
So
Players for life.
players for life, okay? But listen, man. I mean, being a coach, and if you, let's back it up a little bit. If you work for the school system, some people think it's sweet, but it's really not, bro. Like you legit got a 9 to 5, and you're still worried about football inside your school building, right? And then you try to sneak off, watch some film, and then you got to teach a class, do security, mop the floor if you're a janitor. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Whatever your job is in the school system. And then if you're a non-school employee, your job has to revolve around your practice schedule.
Right.
Our school used to be a 2:25, so you got to imagine you got to be off work maybe by 3 o'clock. Not too many grown-up jobs getting off at 3 o'clock.
Exactly. That was one of the last week when we were talking about me being a coach, and people were asking me about myself being a coach. Mm-hmm. That was one of the biggest things that people don't understand. Like, I don't get off till 5. There's no way they're letting me get off early to go coach the football.
Correct.
Not happening.
Back tables, deals, or whatever.
Yeah. And I work for Montgomery College. So you would think they would, you know what I'm saying, they would say, oh, he's doing something for the community. But like you said, no grown-up job is just letting us leave work every single day at 2. Like you said 3. With this traffic nowadays, I mean.
Man, what?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of hard, man. It's kind of hard. I wonder, Mook said between practices, game planning, making sure kids straight, film, it's year round. So I mean, I already know that because I know enough coaches now that it's year round.
I might add my 2 cents. Like after game days, me, Coach Mook, like 5 other coaches, we sit in the parking lot and we decompress everything before we even go to our houses. And we talking like 3-5 hours max, just outside, just talking.
Oh yeah, we do that too, which is wild. We actually do that. Like I think it was Rockville, Damascus. We went to that game, and we was out there talking with their coaches. I want to say until like 12:30.
Yeah. So look, when you come over to the 300, just make sure you ain't leaving until like 12 a.m. Okay.
I mean, if y'all got food, I don't care.
We got more than food. I just PG-13 right now.
I mean, okay. So y'all JV looking pretty good too?
I tell my coaches this every day. It's pieces on every position, O-line, D-line, receiver, quarterback, running back. We just got to find out how to put it all together. This is probably like the 3rd week we've had them. So now it's starting to slowly come together, if that makes sense.
Got you. I get what you're saying. So let's talk some football. And actually, it's interesting we can start here. And you may know a little bit more than I know because I haven't really talked to anybody. Wise and Pay Branch practiced yesterday.
So it's like the best kept secret. I didn't even know this was gonna happen.
Well, I did, but I couldn't get to it.
Tell nobody that's messed up.
Well, I thought y'all knew because in Montgomery County they have a spreadsheet, so everybody knows. I assumed it was the same thing in PG, but
I mean, people try to. It's called gamesmanship. People try to keep their scrimmages tucked underneath so nobody goes and scouts one another or whatnot. I mean, I really wonder how that went. If there's any PB guys in here, let me know what's going on, man.
Any PB or Wise people, let me know what happened yesterday because I seen some clips, but I seen clips going for both teams.
What's crazy about those clips? So it's like you could tell both teams wasn't trying to go super hard. Like it was a practice at the end of the day.
Right.
Right. So I saw one clip of a DB pressing somebody out one time. I saw one clip of a tight end catching the seam route and not getting hit. You know what I mean? So Who knows?
Yeah, I seen Elijah catch a ball. I was like, oh man. And then I seen a Wise kid catch a ball, and I was like, ooh wee. So
Yeah.
so it was like, it could go both ways. But we did have some last week.
Right.
Some MoCo PG bump because Northwest, Mervo, and Wise scrimmaged.
Yes, sir. That was Thursday. That was Friday morning. Friday morning.
I thought it was Saturday morning.
Nah, that was Friday morning.
Okay, yeah. So, well, see that again. I find out when I find out, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it was good bump for all three teams, from what I was told.
So you saying one team ain't get no bump? It was
No, I
four
said
teams.
I said it was three. Oh, it was four, well, my bad. Four teams. Because
There
I
we
forgot
go. There we go.
who's the fourth team.
It was North Point, Mervo, Northwest, Wise.
That's a gauntlet.
That's good bump all over the place.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know what's crazy? When you think of teams like that, that's the bump they're supposed to get. Like, no offense to like any top tier teams, you don't need to be beating up on the little Joe Schmoes of the state.
So I wanted to ask you that because I've talked to multiple coaches about that, and I've asked them about that. And they had a different perspective than
Okay.
what you just said.
Okay.
If you a top team, you would want that level bump.
Absolutely, because perfect example, Wise and Mervo, they will never see each other,
Ever,
right?
yeah.
Because they're in two different classifications. That's good. That's great bump. Uh, Northwest is a 4A team. They can
Northwest would never
possibly
see
see
Mervo.
Wise, but
Right.
that's like what, 13 weeks away, 12 weeks away.
But it's interesting Mervo and North Point can see each other.
But then again, right? That's 12 weeks away. I highly doubt anybody's scheme or team looks exactly the same in the next 12 weeks.
Yeah, I don't think anybody, even the top level teams, I don't think they're gonna be the same either. So
Right.
injuries, different schemes you have to, get accustomed to, different players that you have to get accustomed to. I'm with you. So you're for that. The argument I
I'm
heard
absolutely
against
for
it
that.
was that in our era that would be perfectly fine. These kids get too hype over things of that nature.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I agree with that too. It's just one of those you have to know your team. I think me and you was talking about that with a coach that you was talking to. I don't want to name drop or nothing like that, right? So you told me it's a confidence game, right? But if you have a confident team, then like you don't have to build your confidence or your karate. Like it comes nature to them or natural.
I agree. I think he said, Coach Al said I will be hyped too. And I'm gonna see you, Coach Al, week 2. We gotta talk. We gotta rap, man, because I ain't
Oh,
seen you in
hey,
a
look,
minute.
when you
Huh?
rap to him, I need to be somewhere in the vicinity of that one, okay? The CTE is crazy.
That's my guy, man. But we gotta rap. We gotta rap. We gotta rap, man. That's my guy though. I got nothing but love for him. He showed me mad love when he was at Rockville, and he continues to show me love, even though he had BCC. So that's my guy. But we gonna rap. Um, we
No,
gonna rap.
we got to chat about a few things.
Coach Ursho just stepped up in the building.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Coach Pat. I don't know where he at. I texted him this morning. When I initially hit him, he said, "Make sure you hit me." He said, "I'm a Baron." Oh Lord, oh Lord. And listen, you got the defensive coordinator for BCC in here. You got the offensive
Ooh
coordinator from Blair in
wee.
here. You can't
Ooh.
make this up. Week 2.
Hey,
See,
look,
week 2
I'm
is
excited.
always. Go ahead.
I'm excited to. You know, I pay attention to MoCo ball. You know, I have to. That's a pretty good game. You know, uh, they beat Blair 40 plus points. Um, I'm not sure what the score was in the playoffs, but Blair turned up. Like, no offense to anybody on BCC, I'm 60% positive they thought Blair was not going to come out and play that game.
Oh no, they said it. They said it. their kids actually said it on my show. Actually,
I think I was there. I think I was there that night.
yeah, they actually said it on my show. They were looking forward to the next week of the playoffs. They were not thinking they didn't care about Blair because they had beat them in week 2, but what they didn't realize was it was a different Blair team that they were playing against in the playoffs than they played against in week 2. Like
Yep.
you said earlier, 12 weeks from now is a total different time. And see, when we talk about Blair, I hate talking about Blair because everybody thinks I'm a homer.
So let me be the homer. Because
Okay. I'm going to say this straight up and down. Blair's 2 playoff wins, the one that you was at, and I know you watched the BCC game, it could have been worse if they wanted it to be. I watched the Wheaton game the other day, and I watched the BCC playoff game the other day too. If that Blair shows up in the beginning of the season,
So, talking about the Wheaton game, and I remember this kind of vividly, Wheaton tried to outplay themselves. They got to schemes that they try to spread the ball out. And I'm like,
yeah,
y'all used to run the ball 100 times a game. What we doing out here?
I think the biggest thing for this year for multiple teams in Montgomery County is going to be defense.
I mean, defense wins championships. So,
yeah, I think that a lot of teams, how can I put this? A lot of teams are stacked offensively. Even if they're not a good team or people say they're not a good team, they're still stacked offense. They have somebody, a star on offense.
right.
Defense side is going to be interesting because, I mean, the hype that Seneca's getting. I don't know if you saw the recent poll, the top 50 poll somebody put out of schools in the DMV, and they got Seneca ranked.
What's the number?
I don't give a darn. How are they ranked?
So, it has private schools on it too, right?
Yes, St. Francis #1.
That's kind of crazy.
Like, and that's what I mean. That's what I mean at this point when I talk about these other platforms. What are y'all watching? And what are you getting your information on? From, I mean. Like, where are you getting this information from? Because if you're based it, like, for example, I made a post or I made a story, and I said one team, but I would messed up. It's 2 teams. For the 4A division in Montgomery County, I mean, in the state of Maryland, in the 4A division, you know this, I know this. Montgomery County had 4 of the last 8 teams going into the final 8. Blair, Paint Branch, Churchill, and QO in the top 8.
Okay.
And then in the top 4, you had 2 teams, Churchill and QO. We were the only county that had that. How is it that we only had 2 teams in the rankings of the top 50 teams in the whole DMV?
Churchill should have definitely been like a top
Churchill
50.
wasn't in there 50.
It's kind of crazy. Some people look at the region strength at the end of the day. And I'm in that region, right? So I'm in that region with PB, Blair, Wheaton, BCC. Like, naturally, somebody has to come out of there, right? If you move northwest to our region, they might come out. You move Roosevelt to our region, Roosevelt might come out.
I don't know about that one. And I don't know if Northwest comes out of our region either.
Who?
I don't know if Northwest comes out of our region either.
Didn't they? They lost to Pete. They lost to Blake 7-6 or something like that, right?
And they lost to Paint Branch.
And they lost to Paint Branch.
Yeah,
Okay.
Paint Branch done beat them 2 years in a row.
Okay. Hey, see, that's the point, though. You know what I'm saying?
Churchill didn't lose to Seneca last year. Churchill started off fast. You talking about the year before, OG? Churchill actually only lost to QO last year. That was their only loss last year to QO. And that's what I'm saying. What's up, Damascus Barstool? Hey, shouts out to Damascus Barstool. They appreciate my country singing. Not enough people were talking about me country singing.
You know, when I watched the little preview, I remembered my mom lived in Damascus for the longest time.
No, Churchill didn't have any they didn't have any losses last year except well, technically I guess you can say no, because they lost to QO week 5.
That's
So
midway.
that's about midway through the season.
Out of 9 games, 5 is mid. So,
Coach Powell is in the building.
oh yeah.
But getting back to our point where we were saying, if you move Northwest into our region, I'm not saying that they winning it. They're not winning, obviously, because they didn't beat PB. They're not winning it over PB.
Correct. And Northwest and Blair didn't play, right?
Yeah, they did. Northwest beat them.
All right, so I mean, that's a potential matchup right there.
I mean, I put it this way. That was a tough. Blair lost. Let's not make think about it.
All right, so hold on, let's pause. What week of the season was that?
It was week 9.
Okay, so then they had they had Malachi at quarterback. They
but
steamrolling.
But, and I'm not making excuses. I'm talking from my perspective.
Okay.
Blair gained nothing from winning that game, and they gained everything they wanted from losing that game. And I'll explain to you. If they won that game,
hold on. I'm gonna stop you there. Because of the game we play, football, right? Mm-hmm. Our number one objective is to always win.
You got to let me finish.
Well, hold on.
You're right. I'm not playing the game right now. I am media, so I can make up these storylines.
Okay, make up the storyline.
If they beat Northwest, they don't get Wheaton and they don't get BCC.
Then they get us, right? Or we
exactly.
I mean, hey, look, I don't know. Okay, I don't know.
I'm telling you like this. From being around those kids, they wanted Wheaton to be what they got is what they wanted. Now, am I saying that Blair purposely went out there and lost the game? No. I was at that game. They were trying. They got beat by a better team at the time period they beat them. But I'm talking about from a MoCo Center perspective. It was great that they lost to me, because then I got to go to BCC the next week, and then I got to go to Wheaton the next week. Yeah. I got trolled so hard. I got trolled so hard, Mark.
I was there.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So, for me, it was great. It was great for me. But I get what you're saying. I'm sure that they went into their game planning. Nasty Nate Watkins. Ooh-wee, Nasty Nate is in college. That's our boy. Nate. That's our boy, man. Nasty Nate Watkins. Coach Malik, what's up, man? I know you just had a birthday recently. I know you turned up. But yeah, let me ask you this question. Do you coaches, Coach Powell is in the chat. Coach Al is in the chat. Do you all think about that?
Think about losing the game?
Like matchups. So if we lose this game, we get to play this matchup in the playoffs. Or
I mean, I'm not speaking for Coach Powell, but I feel like you have to have that in your mindset, but you always want the best path to the championship.
Got you.
But I would say this, Coach Powell, like I said, we don't go out there to lose the game. We don't sit there and say, if we lose this game right here, we have the points right here to be the 5th seed. Because we always want a home playoff game.
Got you. Okay. I mean, I knew y'all was going to say that. I'm just asking because, again, I'm not a real coach. I am media. So the storylines feed me. That's all you know what I'm saying? Like, I let y'all handle that part of the game. I don't ever try to say.
Because, it's crazy. This game is too violent to, try to manipulate your way to losing. You know, some kid could get hurt doing something crazy.
Well, that's what Coach Al just said. Coach Al said dealing with kids, they can't turn it up or turn it down.
Oh, see, look at that.
And when
See,
so when I asked the question, I was asking about the coach's mentality, not to what you preach to your kids.
when you say mentality, like you gotta.
So what I'm saying to you is, as a coach, for example,
Okay.
Laurel last year, y'all was the 5th seed in the region,
Yeah, 'cause we went to Blake, right?
right? If y'all won y'all last game of the season, right?
No, we lost to Roosevelt.
Okay, but if y'all would have won that game, y'all would have played somebody else, right?
I think if we won that game, us and Blake would have just flipped.
Right, so they would have been home.
No, we would
I
have
mean,
been home.
you would have been home.
Correct.
Got you. So let me so let me ask. Okay, let me see what I can. Okay, all right. So you're Blair then. He said we won our last game against Bowie.
Week 8, we lost against Roosevelt. It was caused us to
Got
not
you.
have the
Okay.
home game.
If you in a situation where you're Blair, your rivals are Wheaton, and now a new BCC, and now it's a new rivalry with BCC. If you lose to Northwest, you get those two. If you beat Northwest, then you get Laurel. Do you guys ever think about that? Is what I'm asking.
I mean, I'm gonna say you do, but like I said, you're always playing to win. Like,
Got you. And the cards get
here's
the,
what
and,
I'm saying.
and then
Here's what
you.
I'm saying. I'm gonna back it
Right.
up. I'm gonna backtrack.
Got you.
We always coach to get the highest amount of possible points we can get.
Good stuff.
And
Good stuff.
it's funny because me and Coach Powell do this all the time. We'll sit there, we'll look at if we beat Bowie, how many bonus points we get from them because they play Parkdale and Parkdale beat them. You know what I'm saying? Like it's arithmetic with this joint.
Well, I know y'all do that because you, Coach Powell, and Coach Urso are really the three that taught me about the points. Because
Yeah.
I had no clue how that system broke down. Like y'all three pretty much taught me about the points. Now I'm a freaking like I can do the points like off the top of my head. I know how to do that now. I know how to break it down now. But y'all three taught me about that. So I do know coaches do think about the points.
And it's crazy when you think about the point system. Like a lot of teams have like you have their league 8 games. You have one game that's you could try to get anybody you want. If you're a 4A school, you got to get a 3A or higher. Like you can't afford no 1A, 2A point system.
Well, so it's interesting because that's QO, what you just said. So QO, I think in Montgomery County you have to play 7.
So you get 2 open gates.
Right. So
Okay.
they had their 2 open. One was Stonebridge, and one was Sherwood.
And that's 4A points both times.
So explain that.
What you mean?
How is Stonebridge's 4A points?
Because they look at the school's population, and if it matches a 4A school, they're counted as 4A points in Maryland.
Oh, I didn't know that. You see,
And we need to go get there.
I'm still waiting on him. I'm gonna give him a little bit. I'm gonna give him a little bit longer until I'm DM him and be like, "What's up?" But okay, so I didn't know that. So damn. So they technically really play all 4A teams except Sherwood.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't know that.
Well, sure. All right. So, and a coach could correct me if I'm wrong. I believe the 3A, 4A, and the 4A points are the exact same. I believe. I could be wrong. Or it's like a 2-point difference.
Okay. So let me ask you this question: Laurel,
Okay.
or any school you're coaching,
Okay.
you're in the off season. AD comes to you and they ask you for your schedule. What would you want for your schedule?
We first thing first because coach Coach Powell taught me correctly, right? If I'm adding any team on my schedule, they got to have a JV off rip. That's the number one conversation we having. Do they have a JV? Do they regularly have a JV? And then, as he just put, we want all for a smoke, right? So, it don't matter if you're a low barrel 4A or you're a high barrel 4A. Like, you got to have a JV, and you got to be a 4A team.
Okay. Because, well, I understand. Me and Coach Powell kind of had these conversations on his show about why you want the 4A because the points. Because if you look at Wheaton, I think Wheaton potentially. Well, it changed. Now it changed. That changes the whole thought process with Wheaton. Because you know how people say Wheaton has a weaker schedule.
Mm-hmm.
But if the 3A, 4A teams count as those points, then their schedule like that. I mean, they can get the points.
I think where Wheaton messed up, they beat up on the I hate to say nobodies, right? Because that's a bad word. They beat up on the teams they were supposed to beat up on, and they didn't beat the teams that were 500 or better. If my memory serves me correct, besides Blair.
So here's my thing. Are we saying that now because we know what they are? Because they were in that division because what they previously were.
Okay, I agree.
So we said it in hindsight, like
it's kind of like we know the results, so we're kind of already focused on. All right, you went 6-3, but your 3 losses came to teams that were actually like subpar. You know what I mean?
I don't think.
If they were 6-3, I don't even know what their record was.
I believe it was 6-3. I believe it was 6-3. They lost to BCC, Blair. I mean, they lost to BCC. No, they might have been 7-2. Now that I think about it.
You know what? I think they was something like that because they had a good record, but their points was just low.
Their points was that's what I'm asking. Like, so, like for example, what was I about to ask you? It was it was right on my. They was 8-3, so 7-2.
No. Oh, yeah. 7-2 because they went 1-1 in the playoffs.
Yeah, they beat.
So, okay, perfect example. I got one for you. High Point High School is a 4A school.
Will they have a team this year?
I can't speak on that right now.
Okay.
It's a 4A school. They don't have JV, right? And they probably never beat anybody, right? So if High Point comes and asks Coach Powell, do they want a game? Coach Powell would probably decline it. Why? No JV. And if we beat them, we're only getting 7 points max.
Got you. So the good coaches pretty much would stay away from the teams that don't really have that many wins.
I would say yes, unless you want a cupcake schedule, or you need some cupcakes on your schedule.
So who out there really has cupcake schedules though?
I mean I'm not trying to sound funny, but that whole little scheduling tier with Wheaton, Kennedy, all of them, that's kind of a little cupcake-ish.
Yeah, but if they all cupcakes, then how? If people are saying that's the cupcake division, then how would they play? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, it's a cupcake playing a cupcake.
Is that a bad thing?
I mean, it's not a bad thing for the program.
So let me ask you a question. Would you rather see Wheaton play Kennedy or would you rather see Wheaton play QO?
So all right, so this is a question, Coach Powell and them at our Coaches Association always talk about. For the betterment of county football, Kennedy and QO should never happen a day in their lives, right? Just point blank. Now,
okay.
Kennedy and I'm just saying Kennedy, like no disrespect to anybody from Kennedy, right?
Yeah, because Coach Malik in here.
Oh, you started with Kennedy, my bad, yo. Or if I started with Kennedy,
I started with Wheaton, actually.
Whoever. Kennedy versus Wheaton, that's better county football.
Yeah, the Battle of Randolph Road.
Okay, man. I mean, I didn't know that part, but okay.
That's what it is. Yeah, it's the Battle of Randolph Road.
Oh, Kennedy versus Watkins Mills. How about that?
We're going there week 3, actually. So,
You see, there you go. Look at the county doing a good job.
yeah, we're going to be there. Kennedy versus Watkins Mill is at Watkins Mill. We will be there this year, week 3. That's the Thursday game, so the Friday game is at Laurel.
Hey, turn up.
Yeah, turning up. But I get what you're saying because I somewhat agree. Like, I don't think that. Well, it's kind of hard to say because you can only really put QO in that category.
On your side of town, Sherwood is almost there.
Sherwood is there, but I didn't mind seeing Kennedy and Sherwood in the playoffs.
You wanted to watch that?
We all watched it together.
I know. I'm just saying. We had a whole conversation in the middle of it. We barely remember what happened.
We did. But for Kennedy to be there, that was a good look for the county.
That was the second round of the playoffs?
Yes.
Who did they play the first round?
Let me look. That's a good question. I thought I knew. Whitman.
Oh, I mean, I got nothing to say about Whitman. I don't watch their football enough to say,
They're gonna be pretty good this year. I ain't gonna hold you. They're gonna be pretty good this year. I went to go see them at the scrimmage. Them boys hit. He said they beat them 55-7. So you see what I'm saying? And Whitman traditionally isn't that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Correct.
traditionally they're not 55-7.
Okay.
They are, middle of the pack mainly. But he said 50. Either way, 55, 50, I mean.
Hey, man, 35 up, 1 o'clock, we getting out of here.
Right. So I get what you're saying. I do agree. I just think that, yeah, okay, sure. Okay, I'll put them two. Sherwood QO, and Churchill from last year.
You know, it's crazy. You can kind of put Churchill up there with them because didn't Churchill? No, that was Northwest that beat QO that 1 year.
That was like 3 years ago.
But you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay. I'm just making
in
sure.
The playoffs. Yeah, they beat them.
I mean, Northwest is trending not in the same direction that they've been. So.
Well, see, here's the thing. I don't know. None of us know, bro, about Northwest. They're the biggest what if this offseason, bro.
Is this year 2 for that coach?
Yes.
See, that's a sign right there. I'm not trying to say the other guy was doing something that he wasn't supposed to be doing. But ain't nobody looking good on Northwest right now. Just saying.
Well,
Just saying.
I'm not going to say nothing because I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, okay. You don't know what I'm talking about.
I do know what you're talking about, but I wasn't covering high school sports at the time.
Okay.
So I'm going to plead the fifth on that one. But what I will say is no one has been talking about Northwest this offseason.
Okay. Is that a top 5 team in MoCo?
All time, yes. Right now, I don't know.
We talking this year. That's like.
What do I got them
right now? Bowie High School is typically a top 10 team in PG County. Last year's record does not show that.
Okay, give me one. That's a tough one. You said are they top 5 right now?
Top 5.
I got them at right now. Hold on, let me see. I got them right now at 11. For our preseason rankings, they were 11.
Okay. Okay.
Now, a lot of people were upset at me because I had them at 11. My five right now, I got QO, Sherwood, Churchill, Paint Branch, and BCC. That's the preseason. That was our preseason way too early rankings.
Who's 6? Seneca?
Blair. Then it goes to Damascus, Blake, Wheaton, Seneca, Northwest, Kennedy.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm sure. See, here's the thing. It's way too early. That's why I say it's the way too early rankings. I'm sure that 12th seed is probably going to change. It could be possibly Kennedy moves up or somebody else moves into that spot. I mean, another team that people have been talking about is Clarksburg.
right, yeah.
Yeah, so you don't know what you're going to get from them. Again, Whitman, you look like you had an objection with my top 6. So go ahead.
I had it, because you said QO, Sherwood, Churchill,
Paint Branch.
PB.
Yep, BCC.
It's that BCC Blair. I mean, you could, if you're going off of last year, they're 1-1, right?
Yep.
What was the playoff game? What was the score of that?
I think it was 22-18 or something like that. Let me look. It was close. It was closer than.
Right. So the point differential was kind of still janky.
I hate you, Coach Mook. 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 I hate you. I hate you to death.
Hey, Kyle over here wilding, bro.
Hey, listen. I heard a lot.
Listen, man. Listen. I'm not going to speculate because it's facts right now. The transfer portal is going crazy, okay?
The fact that we call it the transfer portal blows my mind.
I mean, to be fair, that's what it's becoming at this point.
Oh no, it is. That's what it is. I mean, I'm just saying it's crazy that from our era coming up, how can I put this? I almost cursed. From our era coming up, the fact that a lot of this is entertained, because at the end of the day, the adults make the decision.
Ooh. I mean, yeah, so listen, here's what I'm going to say. It all starts at the top, right?
That's what I mean, and that's what
People
I mean.
at the top, they ain't doing what they supposed to do. So everybody else that's on the bottom is trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Well, Mook, you're right. We didn't do it in our era because we couldn't do it in our era. If you transferred to another school back in the day, you had to sit out a year. Unless you moved into the area, like super moved in the area, like you damn near was across the street from the school.
We're not even going to talk about how every different jurisdiction has different eligibility rules, right?
And also, to be honest with you, transferring ain't happened so much when we were young. I don't even know what the rule was on it for real. To be honest with you,
Nah, I mean that's a fact.
because I thought if I know in Montgomery County for a fact that if you transfer, for example, me, I was at Blair, I was trying to get the PB. I put my paperwork in. Now I didn't get the PB because of some stupid stuff I ended up doing, but my transfer went through, so I was going to Paint Branch. But I don't think I was eligible to play that year. Or yeah, like you said, you definitely had to sit out a year or a couple of games. Yeah. So I don't know what the rule was back then, but
So look, now we got it. let's put a pin in that one, right? I want to talk about something. Let's talk
Okay.
about eligibility, man.
Okay.
It's crazy how a kid cannot be eligible in one county, jump over to the next, and be eligible.
Okay. So I thought the state board was 2.0.
So, okay, when you look at the NPSSAA handbook, they're always going to say by the local jurisdiction.
Okay.
So they really let the local guidelines do whatever the hell they want to do.
So MoCo can set their own parameters. PG can set their own parameters.
Correct.
But we all compete for states in Maryland.
Correct.
But it has to be at least a 2.0.
No.
That changed?
My man, look, he just put it right there. Look at what they said.
Going to a new county, you don't need a 2.0?
You don't. But
I would be more mad about that.
no. That's a MoCo rule. That's not a PG County rule. That's
So if
don't
I
even
go
know
from,
if that's a Baltimore.
hold on, because I see what you're doing.
That is 100%.
If I go from MoCo to PG County, I got to have a 2.0 or I can't play at all.
Yes, you have to have a 2.0.
But if I go from PG to MoCo, I got to have a 2.0. I don't have to have a 2.0.
Nope, you do
I
not.
don't know if that's accurate. We got to find that out.
You want me to send you the screenshot?
No. I understand what you're saying.
You want me to? I send it to you.
I understand what you're saying because I know you know some stuff. But I'm also saying that stuff can be finagled because.
There you go. Al said you don't.
Well, yeah, BCC, ain't nobody transferring from PG to BCC.
Hey, you'd be surprised.
True, good point. Point taken. And
But that's my point, though, right? That's crazy. Like, if you don't make grades in one county, I'm gonna jump across county lines and go play for them.
Oh, so okay. So Coach Powell is saying if you never went to Montgomery MCPS before, but
Yep.
you only went to PG schools, that's the only way it works.
Correct. If you've never been enrolled in a Montgomery County, we're saying, I mean, that's just Montgomery County's rule, right? If you've never been an MCPS student, you get a clean slate walking in. Don't matter if you're a 12th grader, 11th grader, 10th grader.
So wait a minute. Hold on.
Talk about it. Come on, talk about it.
I can have a 0.0 at Laurel and then go to Blake and play?
I mean, a MoCo coach got to say it, but as what I'm reading, yes. I don't know.
Wow.
See, there you go. He said yes. There you go.
Wow. I see why y'all hate us. Damn. Okay. Wow. I ain't know that. But I mean, in fairness,
How's that
who
fair?
has it really benefited?
Who?
Who has it really benefited? Who has that rule benefited? It doesn't benefit the kid.
It don't. The kid not set up. See, look, he tell, hey, put him in the live. Put Coach Al on the live right now. Call him up. He's talking facts right now, yo.
I believe y'all. I'm just saying, but I'm who does it benefit?
The school for one season, if the kid could get eligible again.
See, I'm not gonna be messy because I try not to be messy on this show, so I'm not gonna start today. I would like for if you would like to anybody that knows what he's talking about, if you could DM me which schools have benefited from it.
I mean, you call. I mean, he's talking about. He said Frederick County. I don't even know nobody from Frederick County. So there you go. But the point is,
Me neither. I don't know nobody. I got my car in Frederick County though.
but that's my point though, Drip. Like it's crazy how the jurisdictions is so blindfolded. Like
Okay, cool. I got something for you then.
okay.
I got a rule for you since we doing this.
Talk to me. What's the rule, baby?
all y'all kids that be going to Wise be joining that OTC program.
Nah, so you can't. So listen, if your school doesn't offer ROTC, you can't just go to a different school.
So you're okay. So does Laurel offer ROTC?
Yes, sir. So
Okay,
does High Point right down the street.
so they can go to Wise,
They cannot.
right? But the schools that are close to Wise, most of them don't. Correct?
Nah, most of our schools do. You're talking about the wrong program. So I'm gonna just. We have a lot of the CTE, the career technical engineering programs. If you get accepted, then you can go into that school. But each school has different boundaries. So like we're auto tech on the north side. If you live, I'm gonna say Largo, I guess that's considered like Southern PG.
Yes.
If you live on that side, you get accepted to auto tech, you go to Crossland.
Okay. Well, see, out MoCo, we have this similar thing. However, it don't never benefit our athletes. It don't. Blair's a magnet school. Look at how many athletes are in the magnet program.
I mean, I don't know that number.
I'm telling you, I went there. We don't even have classes with them. You know how how every high school they got like 7 periods, or like how many periods did you have when you was in high school?
Say it again.
How many periods did you have when you was in high school?
4 periods.
I mean, that's the day. I mean, how many in total?
8.
Okay, so we had 7. The magnet schools had 8.
So it's crazy. That's called the VPA program over at Northwestern. They have
Okay.
a fifth program, a 5th period every day.
See, so yeah, and they had their own separate lunch and everything.
Not in Northwestern, but yeah.
Yeah, we had no classes with them. Them kids did not know us, and they did not live nowhere near us. Now, of course, when you're in school with somebody for 4 years, you might, by your senior year, you might get to know a couple of people from there. But for the most part, they kept us secluded. But see,
Yeah,
I
you
can't
was in
speak.
gym pop.
Huh?
You was in gym pop.
Yeah, we was. Hey, dog. Hey, dog. Yes, that's what it was. We was in gym pop. We just, and they was in PC. They got the good lunch. I mean, our lunches were pretty cool too, so I ain't gonna hold you.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Yes, sir. So they don't need programs; they find addresses. So let me ask y'all this question that are in the chat. What's up, Coach Day? How the heck does the address thing work? Hey, Mook, Gen Pop is crazy. Hey, dog. That's how it is at Blair. I try to tell people, if you never went to Blair, Blair is a DC public school / PG public school / Montgomery County public school. Everything that happens in DC and PG public schools happens at Blair. However, it gets overshadowed because we got the magnet program. So all people ever want to talk about is the smart kids.
Yeah.
Because my first year in Blair, it was a fight every single day, or multiple fights every single day. When I say multiple, I mean multiple. Like there was wars that started that still are going on at Blair, like to this day, which is
Yeah, and
crazy.
that school is huge.
And Paint Branch too. Paint Branch is like Paint Branch. A lot of people. I'm not gonna talk about old Paint Branch because that wouldn't be cool.
Because
No,
don't
no,
they
no,
consider
no.
like that
It's not a
Burtonsville?
bad thing if you know what I'm talking about. It's not a bad thing to us, but to talk about it is kind of a bad thing. So I'm not gonna say it. But it's interesting. Like, so talk to me. The addresses. Coach Powell brought up the addresses.
Okay.
I've heard this a lot. I don't know too much about it because I try to stay out of those type of things. When you say address, like, are people giving them addresses?
All right. So I am very ignorant when it comes to this because I've never had to like do anything of this nature. So, hey, look, I don't even know if I just give you the address, you say you got it, and then boom, you in the school. You know what I mean?
Is that simple?
I don't know. Sound like it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Shoot. I'm trying to find out. So if I ever have a kid, you know what I'm saying? I get the correct address. I'm gonna give my kid gonna have a lower address. He gonna have a QO address, just in case. If he's really really good, I'm sending one of those. Like, like if the youngin going into ninth grade is a 3-star, you know, they go. So usually a family member or a friend. Now, do they check the addresses? Like, because I know
So, okay. So now that part I know about because I work security services. There was literally people, your PPWs, you know, those types of people, or security services, they will go stake out your house to make sure little Johnny lives at 105 Montgomery.
okay, I see what you're saying, Mook. But that happens everywhere.
I mean, it don't, but it do.
When you say it don't, what do you mean it don't?
All right. All right. Perfect example. If a kid went to school A, all right, he's been going there for the last 3 years. His senior year, his family decides to move to Frederick County. I'm using Frederick County just for example. Does that kid not deserve his senior year at school A?
You asking me?
I'm just out loud. Or I'm asking you too. Don't matter.
Okay, so can I play devil's advocate?
I'm okay. I'm here. I'm listening.
If my son is really good at a sport
Okay.
and kids can transfer schools and go to different schools and not live in that zone for academics, then why can't my kid do it for sports?
I mean, that's devil's advocate, I guess. I mean, that's not really what we was speaking on, but
No. It kind of is, but I get what you're saying. Why is not? Okay, so you're saying moving wise.
correct. I'm gonna be real with you. That's like the only gray area where the address and stuff, you know, come into effect, in my opinion.
But what if we really move?
Right. You really moved.
So you said that's not a problem.
Depends on who's asking.
So I'm asking, okay, my question back is, why would it be a problem?
Because that kid doesn't live at that house no more.
Okay. Got you. I'm slow. You're saying if a kid is at A school,
School A.
but they
Yep.
move into school B zone,
Mm-hmm.
but they still at A school,
Correct.
that's not fair, is what you're saying.
Uh, I look at it 50-50. I'll play devil advocate with that, okay? If
Okay.
kid A, right, he's going into his senior year, right? And he moves to school B zone. Is he technically supposed to go to school B? Yes, but he's also a senior. He's grandfathered into that school.
Got you. The county shouldn't be providing education. If you live somewhere else paying local taxes, you're not paying taxes on that school board, that school district. The county shouldn't be providing
Now
education
that
for you.
part, that part is true, 100%. There's a certain city or like street in the city of Lowell where if you don't want to pay Montgomery County taxes, you're going to PG County School.
But my question is, who? All right, okay. Devil's advocate again.
Okay.
We said not we, but in general, the gist of what I'm getting is, if kid is at A school, they move to the B school zone, and they stay at the A school. People don't really like that. That's what I'm getting. My question is, who does it benefit no matter where this kid goes? Ain't
I
it
mean,
supposed to benefit the kid?
I think it benefits the kid because he's doing his senior year at his home school.
Right. So why would anybody have a problem with that?
Because what if the kid is a superstar, right? Like he moved. The kid does not live at 501 Alabama Street.
Right.
The kid live at 5200 South Street.
Right.
Okay. Now, if South Street is a School B zone, he's supposed to
Right.
go to School B zone.
Right. Yeah, but he went to school A for 3 years. He's developed relationships there. He has friends there. It's his senior year. Are you being petty because you're a coach and you want to win some games? Or are you worried about what the kid really is best for the kid?
Like Coach Faust said, most kids are grandfathered in, but some people don't see it like that.
That's kind of that one that's a tough one for me to because if my kid been going to school, most likely if there's other cases, but if my kid's been going to school to the high school he's been going to for 3 years, most likely he went to the same middle school with these kids as well,
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
and pretty much elementary school too. So
Yep.
he grew up with these kids.
Correct.
If I'm a parent and somebody complains about my kid still going to the school that he was going to with the people he grew up with, hey, bro, that's exactly why God never blessed me with kids.
Exactly.
So
Hey, Coach Al on one tonight, man. He's spitting facts.
no, I know that, but no, I know, and he's right. I don't think he said, do you really think that they're thinking about the kids? No, that's what I'm saying. But it's only one side not thinking about the kids. Like that's why I rock with Coach Powell, because Coach Powell saying I don't have an issue with that, and I know Coach Powell, he's thinking about the kid.
Correct.
He would love to have the kid at Laurel if the kid's a superstar, but he's thinking about the kid at the end of the day.
Yep.
I'm talking about the other side that's talking about is bad. Like that's different. Like okay, that's different because we had a similar situation with that last year when we had Junior Rodriguez that was at Blair for 3 years, and then some stuff happened, and then he ended up at Blake's senior year.
But you
So
see, I think so this is why I think Montgomery County gets themselves in that consortium, whatever that stuff is, right?
yeah,
If you get kicked out of that program, right, then bro, you go back to your boundary school that you live at.
sometimes.
See, now we're talking something. I don't even know.
Because no, I'm telling you, I know kids that were kicked up the magnet program that still was at Blair when I was there. I don't know if it's changed, but yeah, and see that's where that's what that's what needs to be talked about, the recruiting part of it. And that's why I kind of agree with, not even kind of, I agree with Coach Powell. I don't think if you're an active coach at a school and a kid is at a school and he's been at that school, you should be talking to that kid. I think if you I think if you spent more time in your building, you can get that kid in your building, not him, but you can get the kid, you can get a kid, say um say it's what's the word I'm looking for? Say it's a star linebacker at one school, and that kid would help your school out tremendously. You spending time recruiting that kid, if you spend that same time with one of your kids that's already in your building, you make it the same results.
All right, so now this is where I add my 2 cents in. Also, right, I'm going to use an organization. It may or may not have happened, right? Lowell Wildcats, right? It's a Pop Warner team or youth football team down
Uh-huh.
in Lowell High School. It's no reason, unless the kid does live in Upper Marlboro, that the Douglases or the Wises are having a conversation with that kid.
Uh, but
Unless he lives there.
elaborate some more. Give me some more for that one.
If he lives in Lowell, right? If that kid lives in the city of Lowell, he plays youth football in the city of Lowell, there's no reason why Upper Marlboro is talking to the kid.
And the kid never stepped foot in Laurel.
I mean, he's a freshman, but he'll be an incoming freshman.
So you saying don't even do it from that level is what you're saying too.
Absolutely. Now, private school is a different ball game. Like private school is private school.
But see, okay. So just so we clear, so people can hear me, I agree with you.
Okay.
I 100% agree with you. I'm gonna play devil's advocate because this is the show.
Okay.
Why do we always say that private school is a different story, but then we're competing to keep our kids with private school, and then when we do the same task against them, then we get bashed. Public schools.
Because it's legal for private schools to do it. It's not legal for a public school to do it.
I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. I mean, that's the simplest answer. I don't even gotta. I don't even gotta debate nothing back. That's a great answer. See, you like how I'm playing devil's advocate and asking you to give me these answers out of you. Because if you really know me, like Mark do, I don't like none of it. Me personally, I would like it that, for example, I cover Mo County. I would like it that all Mo County teams, all 25 Mo County teams are good. I would like that.
Yeah.
And if it happens, that'll be dope. If it, all of them can't be good at the same time, but we can have some, it be spread out a little bit. Like, I know the Sherwoods, I know the QOs, but I would like to see, that's why we started this platform. I would like to see the the Kennedys get as much talking about as the Sherwoods. Now, are they the same team? No. But at the same time, these are kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and you doing this show, we just doing this show for the love of what we do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We ain't doing it for the clicks and none of that. Not one time have me and you mentioned how many people in this chat. Because we don't care. We would be talking if it was nobody in this chat.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying? That's how me and you get down. So I think that a lot of times, not just the coaches, the parents as well, a lot of people have forgotten what the reasoning we're all doing this for, which is the kids. You know what I mean? And I think that it's getting in the way of a lot of teams.
And it's funny. I used to believe, this is how ignorant I was back then, right? I used to think ADs and head coaches got paid more for a state championship. You don't. Okay?
Oh, you don't?
No, not at all. You don't.
Oh, wow.
Now you get more benefits. Your booster club might help you out a little bit more because you're a state championship team now, but ain't no extra money coming your way.
So playoff wins, you don't get extra money?
Nah. And I can't speak for MoCo. I cannot speak for MoCo.
I don't think so, because I would have heard that by now, probably. He said, better example. Blank coach should not be recruiting the Laurel kid. Okay. But see, Laurel is okay. Okay, we got Coach Pat. We got Coach Pat in the building. He's about to join. Yes, sir. I'm going to let you kick it off with the questions. Coach Pat, what it do, man?
Okay, Coach.
Not much, my man. How are you?
How are you, man? We geared up for the season just like you are, man.
It sounds good.
Yes, sir. First and foremost, for people that don't know who you are, could you let the people know who you are?
Coach Pat Cilento, Sherwood High School.
Got you. And for those that don't know, Coach Pat is also an alum of Sherwood. I believe, and I may be wrong, he was the last one to win the state championship there?
No, I won one back in 95. My brother won it the year after me, and then I won one as a coach in 08.
Okay, so, hey, man, Coach Mark.
He got legacy.
Coach Pat on the show, man.
What's going on, Coach?
Not much. How you doing, my man?
Hey, man, it's another day. Quick question. My first question to you is, you being an alumni, how does that fuel you up to coach your kids?
Well, I've walked the same halls they have, and it makes it easier. I'm fortunate enough to be in the Hall of Fame, so they get to see my picture up there, and having played there and coached there, it's home to me. And, grew up in that community, so I know that community real well.
Gotcha. You work for Sherwood, like in the high school?
I do. I teach business there.
Ooh, business.
Okay, that's. I didn't know that. See, I'm learning something new.
Yep.
How do you? Let me ask you this, Coach. How do you keep your kids focused? Because the MoCo Center and Sherwood slogan that we've had the last 2 years: "Meet us at States." And you guys got there last year. Obviously, not the result that you wanted, but you guys got there. How do you keep your kids focused on getting back there and this time actually winning it?
Well, the kids set the standard, so we talk about the standard all the time. A couple of days ago, we had kids that weren't watching huddle film, and we called them out, and they said to the seniors, "Hey, this is a standard. You're letting this happen." They police themselves, because if we do it, then it feels like criticism. But if they come in and bond together, and it's peer to peer, and they believe in each other, that creates that team culture and that team atmosphere that you need to have to be successful.
Okay, go ahead, Coach
Okay.
Mark.
All right, next question, Coach. If me and Coach Drip ask 5 players from your team, what does Sherwood football stand for? What do you want them to say?
We're a physical football team.
Okay.
That's all we talk about it all the time. We got to be the most physical team on the field.
Okay. You guys were a physical team last year. Let me ask you this question, Coach. I'm gonna be a little messy real quick between me and you. There's some lists out there that matter of fact, not only am I gonna be messy, but I'm gonna speak up for the kid. There was some lists this offseason. I don't know if you're privy to them. That left your quarterback. Well, didn't leave him off, but they ranked some people pretty higher than your quarterback, your current quarterback, Matthew Larson. Now, I'm gonna say, like I said, I'm gonna defend the kid. Matt is a 3-year starter, correct, or 4?
He'll be a 4-year, so 3.5. Once it's all said and done.
Okay.
All that quarterback? Like all 4
Yeah.
years?
Yeah.
That's great.
Okay.
He got moved up his freshman year. I was not the coach, but coach moved him up, I want to say, for the last 4 or 5 games.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So his 10th grade year, you guys were in the last 8 quarterfinals.
Yep.
His junior year, you guys get the states. How do you? First of all, what are your comments on it? And how do you keep him not worrying about that?
Well, he's a tremendous talent. I think he's going to be in the record books. If he's not, I think he's approaching the top 10 most TD passes of all time in the state of Maryland at 65 with a whole season left to go.
That's great.
But he's a grounded individual. He loves his team. He loves his teammates. And, you don't have to worry about that. He's a true leader.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead, Mark.
All right, Coach. This is I don't mean to bring up the loss from last year, right? So I do apologize. But how soon did you and your staff get over the loss and got right to work for the following season?
We took the month of December off, and then we came right back like we normally do as soon as winter break ends. Got back in the weight room, 6 a.m.
Oh, 6 a.m. on a school day?
Yep, we come in the morning. We actually practiced last week a couple times at 6 a.m.
How do you get, okay, I'm going to follow up. How do you get kids to buy into the 6 a.m. workout?
Hey, it's a standard. You know what I mean? Hey, if you want to be good, this is what you got to do. You got to pay the price. And actually the kids like it. They actually love it. Once we switched to the afternoons in the spring, they all ask, can we go back to morning workouts? Same thing. They love practicing in the morning. We went, I think, twice last week at 6 a.m., maybe once. They want to practice at 6 a.m. Number one, it's not as hot, but then they're also done practice at 8:30.
Oh, yeah, that's a beautiful thing.
So they got the rest of the day to do whatever, pretty much.
Yep.
Okay. Mark, you got any more questions?
Yeah, man. So, okay, I gotta still Coach Drip question. What is your favorite uniform combo?
You know what? I like the navy and gold just because I wore that a lot once we were at Bullis, and then we looked like West Virginia. The royal and blue at Sherwood, we came out with new Adidas uniforms. The royal's a little bit darker and it pops. It really looks good this year. So, I don't think there's any bad uniform, but I'm a simple guy. I like everything nice and simple and clean.
There you go.
So I saw the pictures. You guys only have blue pants this year?
We have blue pants and we have white pants.
Okay, got you.
You ain't got
Okay.
the what's that? The gray pants y'all had?
Oh yeah, we used to have that. Oh, I guess they call it. I forgot the name of it. The dark gray. No, we did not. We switched from Under Armour to Adidas. So we went with the royal, which I think looks sharp, and the white.
Okay. So we were talking about this before you came on, Coach. And I'm gonna ask you, with the new landscape of, with college football and even high school football, people are calling it the transfer portal. How do you feel about that?
Here's the thing. I see it both ways. And again, being in private school, it's a little bit different. For all those years, you want as a parent for your kid to be successful. Okay, so you have to put them in the best situation to be successful. Now, am I a coach for every kid? No. And I think by forcing kids to play at one school and not have an option really can deter players from playing.
Mm,
For example, we have a great quarterback. And I use Dwayne Haskins as an example here. Dwayne Haskins, rest in peace, one of the best players I ever coached, and he was up in New Jersey, and he didn't play his freshman year of high school because the school that he was slated to go to was a triple option team.
mm.
And so they had to find a situation to put Dwayne, his parents, and Dwayne had to find a situation to put him in the best situation to succeed. So again, with a Dwayne Haskins, who's probably one of the best quarterbacks to come out of Montgomery County,
Yep.
what would he have been the Dwayne Haskins we know if he was in a triple option setting?
Right.
Now that being said, a lineman or a running back might be better in a triple option setting. You
Okay.
know,
Okay,
say
okay, Coach. So I'm gonna follow up with that one. Do you believe us as coaches, do we stick to our guns on what we know as our philosophy, or do we adapt around the kids?
so. I think you have to adapt. I mean, you'll see stuff this year that we didn't run last year, and it was very successful last year because we have a different skill set. Um, so you have to adapt and adjust as a coach. You know, next year we might not have a Matt Larson, so we will have to adapt and adjust and go from there. This year we don't have a Jeffrey Surfrom on the D line, so we have to do some things. We have some special defenses just for him that you won't see this year. So again, you have to play to your personnel.
Okay. And that was a Mark. That was a good alley oop. You threw it off the backboard. Now my next question was, could you talk about some of the kids that are returning or some of the kids that are emerging this year?
I mean, we got a great group. We really do. I'm fired up to work with them, and they bring every day. We get out there at 2:45. This week they bring joy to my face because they're a hardworking, talented group. They all buy in. They do the little things because that is the standard that they set. Um, so you got Frankie Saunders, you got Carter Biggs, you got Elijah Griffins, Franklin Benane, who all played key roles last year that are all going to step up. But Jaden Selman, they're all going to have bigger roles this year.
Okay. Yeah, I'm big on Jadon Selman. I like the way he plays his position. I think he's going to have a big year. I think Frankie's going to have a big year as well. Also, Matt Larson's going to. I think Matt Larson to go out. We always say this about certain storylines in Montgomery County. To go to Sherwood, to be coached by a coach that went to Sherwood, that won at Sherwood. That's a Disney movie. That's a Disney movie. So,
Hey, look, you got to add that's a true blue blood school too. Like that's Friday Night Lights all in one.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Actually, it really is. Oh, that's what I want to know, Coach, because I haven't been to Sherwood since I was in school. I graduated '01, so a lot has changed since then. Can you talk about your fan base? And we come to you guys week. I believe we come to you guys. Let me double check. I don't want to say the wrong date because these kids gonna hold me to it. Um, we come to see y'all play against Clarksburg week 5, and then we come to see you guys at Sherwood week 8. So and you guys play Damascus. Can you talk about how that game is going to be as far as the fans' perspective?
Well, we're bringing some of the stuff that we brought back with my first year as a coach. It will be a live event. I mean, the Warrior Nation is loud. They do a great job. They show up to both home and away games. This year, before every home game, we'll have a concert in the end zone from students from our school that are in bands to try to even get the arts kids and get them more exposure. So we try to, really involve our fans and keep them entertained. We always say we're putting on a performance every Friday night versus ourselves. How good can we be?
Okay. And who you guys got week 1?
Magruder,
Okay, and that's at Magruder, correct?
it is.
Okay. I know the cliche answer that coaches give, but what games are you looking forward to this season as
You
a
know,
coach, as a competitor?
we got to get to week 1. You know,
Gotcha.
I mean, Magruder, they got talent. They got a great running back. They got some talent over there. So we got to be prepared for them. There's no, game where you can say, okay, we don't have to show up. We're not that good. We have to come in and prepare each and every week like it's our Super Bowl. We're competing versus ourselves. How good can we be? We're not so much worried about who we're playing. Of course, we got a game plan for them, but we're competing versus ourselves.
Coach Mark, you got anything?
Okay, coach. So this is my last question, I believe. Um, I mean, no disrespect to nobody else on your schedule, right? How do you keep your kids motivated after they play QO?
Well, again, how good can you be? Nick Saban says it, wrote a whole book about it. How good do you want to be?
Mm-hmm.
It's not about anybody else. It's about you. How good do you want to be? And if you can't stay consistent week in, week out, play in, play out, then you're not going to be very good. Consistency is the key, and you got to perform each and every play.
So, Mark, to your point, to your question, last year they lost to QO 35-28, but
Yep.
then their next game, 35-0. Then they went at Damascus, they beat them 28-7. Then they went to Richard Montgomery and beat them 54-7. So, I, you know, I mean, after the QO game, they came out and they said, we still got a goal to make, and that's pretty dope. Now, my last question for you, Coach. Um, you've been in Montgomery County for a long time. Of course, we've talked about you playing in Montgomery County, and just being in Montgomery County coaching at Bullets as well. Um, where do you rank us in the DMV? And can you talk about any changes in growth or anything that you've seen with the county since we were back in the schools?
Well, one of the things, and you can't compare county to county, private school to public school. Every school has its little niche, and you got to find that niche as a coach and exploit it. But what I would like to see, because we're one of the only counties, number one, without an all-star game, number two, without a coaches association. And I think
Mm.
there's a big disconnect between the 25 coaches. And I think we all need to come together as an alliance to move football in the county forward.
Okay.
So, one of my goals is to try to get everybody together, say, all right, here, we're uniformed. This is what we think needs to happen for us to continue to grow football in Montgomery County.
So I'm gonna alley oop off of Drip's question. What do you think has stopped you guys from having an association? Let's start with the association to begin with.
Well, I don't know what the true answer is. I think there's 25 high schools. There's a lot of turnovers where we have 6 coaches, new coaches this year. I mean, this is my second stint, but I'm only in year 3. This is my 3rd year coming up. But there's a lot of coaches, and it's getting harder and harder. I heard you guys mention it once I come on here. The demands that it's taken from back once we played coaches. I mean, it was every day in the summer. We had workouts at 8:30 in the morning, and then we had 7-on-7, 2 or 3 nights a week in the evening.
Yeah.
Uh, so it's a lot of time. And you guys were saying, and you didn't realize this. No, basically, and I don't want to speak for anybody else, but I've given a free season of coaching in 2 years in playoffs.
Mm.
Because we don't get paid extra for those 5 weeks or 4 weeks we had last week. I think it was 5 weeks. The year before it was 4 weeks. So that's a 9-game season over 2 years that we don't get paid for coaching. And
Mm.
it's a long season once you really think about it. I mean, we started August 13th. Hopefully we go to the first weekend in December. So,
Yep. December 5th. Yep.
yeah. So, it's you're talking about, just in season almost 4 months. But if you want to be good, you got to, be in the weight room starting in January, doing the 7-on-7s. And, the county does give us 12 practices now in the summer, which has been very beneficial. I think it really helps the kids, number one, in preparing for the season, what to expect. And it also, you can teach a lot of fundamentals during that time. So it is very helpful in developing, especially your kids. And I don't know if every school in the county takes advantage of those 12 practices. I know, talking to some coaches, it's hard for them to get their kids there. If we get 40 kids, that's great. We're going to coach the kids that are there.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
Larson's going to miss, a week because he's going to go on family vacation. We understand that, but hey, it gives another kid an opportunity. So what we have to make sure we're doing is that just because, your starting quarterback's not there, you got to make sure that the other kids are still buying in.
So you mentioned something, and I'm gonna let you go off this. You mentioned something that's kind of dear to my heart about the All-Star game. Um, so technically we do have one. It's called a Drippy Bowl. We don't have any pads on.
Yep.
I actually had Matt out there last year and Jaden. They actually played in it last year. They had fun. So that's pretty dope. What can we do as media, as coaches, as just everybody, the community? What can we do to push that so we can actually have an official All-Star game?
Well, I think there's some limitations at the county level, because they won't let us the county equipment after
Mm.
it's over. So,
That's crazy, man.
Brian Levin Foundation, they put on a great All-Star game that really showcased Montgomery County talent. I know there was 4 or 5 Sherwood kids that played on that. But like the PG County plays a smack in an All-Star. You have the Big 44 up in Baltimore. I think that's what it's called. I can't remember but it's the best in the Baltimore region that are
Oh,
all
you know about the BTC club or
yeah, Baltimore Touchdown Club's All-Star game. And we do have the Big 33, which is a good event. That's later on in the year. It's not right after season. I mean, one of the problems that you run into with the All-Star games, especially if you're going into late December, is it's cold. Where are you practicing once it's
Right.
and how you getting all these kids there, and they're going to make you rent out the fields. I mean, I know Brian 11, they Georgetown Prep and St. John's a lot, and some of those private schools donate their equipment for the county cat kids.
Mm.
But
So that was going to be my next question. So if you had a kid go to the Big 33 game, which is a big Maryland
yep.
Coach Association event, they can't use their Sherwood equipment?
No. So what the Big 33 does? Big 33 has a contract with Rydell, so they all get Rydell helmets for that week.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're all the same color and all that. They get custom fitted. So, and it's a liability issue. Montgomery County saying, hey, if a kid gets hurt in our equipment and it's, faulty, we could be liable. So that's why they don't, sort of
That part makes sense. Yes.
let us use their equipment.
Well, that's what I was trying to tell people when they were trying to get me to do one, and they was like, "Yeah." I said, "Man, do you know how many insurance things you have to worry about with that?
Yep.
Like, it's so much you got to worry about. That's why we keep ours 7-on-7, no
Yeah.
pass. But I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. So, Coach, is there anything else that you want to plug for Sherwood?
No, I appreciate it. We look forward to seeing everybody on Friday nights and Thursday nights. Hopefully we can put on a good show for you guys.
Oh, hey, how you feel about Thursday night games?
That's going to be my question too, Drip. I was going to say that.
The Thursday night games, I understand why they have to do it for the referee shortage. 2 years ago, we played Gaithersburg on Friday night. We had 3 officials. They told us we were only going to have 3. Do I rather have a full official crew on a Thursday night than play with 3 on Friday? Of course I do. Do I like Thursday night games? No. And we have brought this up in our league meetings a bunch of times. The problem with Thursday night games is you're telling your kids to go out there to exhaustion, which the game normally ends about 10 o'clock at night. By the time they get out of there, 10:30, and then they got to turn around and be at school at 7:25 the next day.
Crazy.
It's even as a teacher, I mean, I can tell you it's very difficult to teach the day after a game. I mean, because you are exhausted. I mean, and it's not just the football players, it's the cheerleaders, it's the POMs, it's all the people that have to put on the event. We've asked for the games to be moved to Saturdays, and we run into the same problem because there's not enough officials, and the officials will do youth league games and they'll also do college games. So they've actually asked us to stay away from Saturdays.
Yeah, because I know PG County, and I think some Howard County schools, they do Saturday 2 p.m. kickoffs.
And the
Yeah.
Allegheny County teams too do.
Yeah.
Fort Hill does Saturdays.
So our officiation does Howard County, Montgomery County, Prince George's County, Calvert County, Charles County. I think they need about 400 officials on for Friday nights. And if you want to listen to me for 3 hours complain to you, on a Friday night and get paid, minimal, for that game, God bless you. I've gotten a lot nicer to the officials because I really do appreciate them. But it's hard to find 400 good officials. It's hard to find 25 quality coaches, head coaches in the county. It's hard to find another 7, coaches per staff, and that's what, by forming the alliance, I think we can sort of push forward and coming together as a unified unit and say, hey, this is what we need. Because we all know, the budgets and everything else that we're dealing with and the school system, that they're doing the best they can. You know what I mean? They don't want, the Thursday night games if they can avoid it. But unfortunately, everybody has to play one Thursday night home game. And, in our situation, a couple other schools, I think half our games are on Thursday nights because once you're going to play Sherwood, you're going to get a decent crowd. So for crowd management, it's easier. The other thing that we're told is the Montgomery County police officers that are required for the game. They don't have enough police officers for the games, especially if they're all on Friday nights.
Right.
So it's tough. We're in a tough situation. We keep adding more and more schools, and there are some big games and there are some heated rivalries. I mean, I think BCC plays week 1.
Yep.
That's a big rivalry. Sherwood Magruder.
Yep.
We used to share the same Rosa Parks. Half of it went to Magruder, half of it goes to Sherwood.
Right.
Late, same thing with Falcourt. So, you got a lot of these events, and I call them events because it should be a place for a football game on a Friday night for everybody to wine and have a good time. Unfortunately, there's been events, by both adults and kids that have sort of limited who can come to the games and stuff like that. I mean, if you're a middle schooler now, you got to have your parent with you.
Yeah.
If you go to Sherwood, you can't go attend another school's game. You're supposed to show your ID once you go in. And I don't think that's the best for the communities.
Coach, my bad. I definitely agree with that as well. You try to have youth nights. You try to go to your middle schools, tell them to come out, and then you're handicapped by your local jurisdiction.
Yep, and everybody's stressed. The police department's stretched thin. Officials are stretched thin. School administrators. I mean, if you really look at a fall schedule, not just for football, and we don't have a turf field. I wish we did, but our field is used every night, Monday through Saturday. Okay. You got football on there. If you got a home game, you got JV and varsity. JV's only on Saturday, varsity's either Thursday or Friday. You have boys soccer that's going to have a home game. You're going to have girls soccer. They play twice a week. One of those games are going to be at home, if not both. Then you also got field hockey that gets to use the field. So right there, that's 6 teams right there using the fields. So there's a lot of things that go into not just the football aspect, but it's the use of the fields. It's those administrators have to be at every at football games it's all hands on deck, but there has to be football. At a soccer game there has to be an administrator. So again, you're asking an administrator, we have a home football game, to be there 2 days late, and this week we have back to school night tomorrow. You're talking about the staff and the administrator 9 o'clock at night, and then we turn around and play Northwest in the scrimmage Friday night. So you're talking 2 nights in a row. It's 9 o'clock at night for an administrator. And you got to get up the next day, and if it's a Thursday night, and come in and perform their job.
I definitely agree with you on that one, Coach.
You talked about some of these rivalries. Like, I've been very vocal. I hate that Blair BCC is on a Thursday. Like, I just think it takes away from what it could be, because they have, in the last couple of years, I mean, back when we were younger, well, the older people that's older than us, they remember Blair versus BCC being a huge rivalry. When we was in school, not so much, but in the last couple of years, that's picked up so big that it's actually a rivalry game now. Yeah. Would that to be on a Thursday? I think you guys versus Blake, that's not on Thursday, is it?
You know what? I don't know. I know us versus Seneca. Well, all the games of week 2 are on Thursday night.
Correct.
Of the holiday there, but I know we do have four scheduled Thursday night games, and then we typically, especially because the first round of the playoffs, if we have a bye that week, we want to play the first round of the playoff game on a Thursday night because, number one, it's an extra day of rest, but it's also we played in 13 days. So, and we're getting to the playoffs. So last year we played Kennedy on a Thursday night. So it's difficult, people, it's not. I would love for it to be Friday nights every week, but unfortunately, this is the world we live in.
Yeah. We're going to let you get up out of here, Coach Mark. You got anything else?
Nah, man, Coach, best of luck this year, man.
Thanks.
Best of luck.
Yep.
Oh,
Thanks for having me.
3X, Coach. When I see you weekend 3X, I need some Sherwood merch.
Gotcha.
You my guy.
All right,
All
bye.
right, man.
Yep, bye.
So, Mark,
Yes, sir.
we had Coach Pat on here. He answered some questions for us. What do you think about? Give me some Sherwood. What you think about Sherwood this year?
They're always top five, man. I mean, when you think of state playoffs, Sherwood's name should always be mentioned in that 3A, 4A conversation. If you
Got you.
don't talk about them, then you're living under a boulder, like you say.
Got you. Well, me and Coach Mark will be here next Wednesday for our last show because the season starts next week. So we'll be on our last show. But I think I'm going to have Coach Mark come back when we start doing the top 12 and things of that nature. He's always welcome here. Um, if you don't know, Sunday we have the MoCo Center Media Day, virtual media day. We'll have Coach Powell as there as a guest, as a media outlet. I told Coach Powell it was important that I had him on there because Pretenders and Contenders is a media outlet, and I want them to, get their just due. So
Yes,
we will
sir.
see you on Sunday, Coach Mark. Last any words?
No, sir. I'm good. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. We out, man.
All righty.